I'm going to start doing these second overlaps here. I scrubbed out color in the last one to try to get back to more of a little bit white of the paper, as well as a little bit of the original color underneath there, and I find that can be a nice way to build darks up onto darks. Always fun to say. So let's see. I'm gonna grab some Ultramarine Blue here. My color is not, my water is not so clean. And normally I would, when I want the most clearest saturated colors, I would make sure my water was clean. But as I'm doing these grayed out darks, a little bit of graying out is okay. So I'm just going to start with Ultramarine Blue, and I'm going to start with this purple violet one and some quinacridone pink. Still want it watery, and I may bring in some, let's see how dark this is. Using my number 2 Simply Simmons. It's not the most refined tool for this, but it was handy. I think that's working. Let me start adding, going around. Yeah, I'll go around this direction, so I'll add some more Quinn pink to turn it into a more of a dark purple violet. Oops, there's a little bit of scrubbing still. And that's partly just because this brush is not that soft. I sort of went over there, but I'm not going to worry about that just right now. I may never, but we'll see. Now to this, the dark red. I'm going to shift over to, instead of Ultramarine Blue to help get my darks. Sometimes I use neutral tint. Sometimes the ultramarine mixes with something like Quinn pink to make things dark enough. But when I get over to start getting to the reds, I shift over to Quinn burnt orange as sort of my dark desaturated base color. And this is in the red family, and it's dark and a little desaturated and cooler in temperature. So I'm going to just add Quinn pink to that, and let's see how this does. I might, let's see. So obviously not as dark as the others, but at that point what I would probably do is actually bring in a little bit of purple. The purple mix. If you remember, we were working on a study with Ultramarine Blue, quinacridone pink, and quinacridone burnt orange, and all the combinations they make are pretty sweet. My voice is low. Let's see. Over to more of a reddish orange. Trying to make it more just like the Quinn burnt orange, not so much the red and the purple. I'm thinking of a more refined brush right about now. Wishing I had something. I'm going to check to see if I do. I have something that's really quite small. I'm not sure if that's going to be... I have a Casaneo number 2, which is not on my supply list, but perhaps you have a smaller refined brush that's a little bit softer. This one I have found to be sometimes a little too fine. It seems like it's let's see what that does. Now, if you remember, as we're getting around to the oranges, I sure hope that's my... This is a slightly different palette than the one I've been using, but I'm pretty sure that is Pyrrole Orange. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that and a little bit of burnt orange. To get a really hideous brown. I'm not digging that. I need to double check on that paint actually, and while I'm unsure of that, I think I'll head back in the other direction with paints that I do know, and I'm still not convinced about the right brush. Let me see if this one maybe will work. This is a bigger one, but it holds a pretty nice tip. So I'm wondering, right now I'm just going to go with straight Ultramarine Blue. I may add a touch of Quinn pink. Actually, I think what I'm going to add a touch of is the neutral tint. So this will just make it a really dark grayed out blue. Seems okay. I think to that I'm going to add a little bit of phthalo blue just to get it in a dark direction, but starting to lean more towards the blue with some green in it. I could probably just mix in a little bit of phthalo green blue shade as well. So even though this is a tiny shape, hopefully you're noticing similar aspects to the to just the painting of the swatches. Sort of wet. Sometimes I wet the shape first. Sometimes I wet it from the top down and drop in a little bit more color as I'm making my way down. Sometimes some sort of combination of so right now I'm mostly just thinking of wetting this shape with some color that I know I'm going to want. And then going in and loading up some more paint in my brush, trying to drop it in. I'm going to refine that this blue one. This is that edge. I was needing something. This green is starting to move towards a yellow green, and what I will do when I'm trying to get dark yellow greens is add way too much Quinn burnt orange. Because I think of it as a little bit of yellow in that Quinn burnt orange, and it makes kind of a, oh, that's sort of a color like Jenkins green or sap green. you're into real earthy greens, that's a nice combination. You can get all sorts of various foresty, colory looking things. And who knows, maybe that just got a bit too dark. But I'm going to pause there and make sure I have all the right... I wonder if that was even on camera. Make sure I have all the right paints and brushes and everything. That's what I used for this shape. Actually, what I'm going to do is get sort of a thirsty brush and lift a little bit out. Yeah, I feel like it had gotten a touch too dark. Anyways, I'm going to pause there. Back in a bit.